This is The Point, news from Noise, daily market call presented by Kattan Ferretti Financial. I'm your CEO, Brad Roth, and I look forward to having a daily discussion with you over the topics that we present in this note every single morning. So without further ado, The Point.
Good morning and welcome back to The Point for Wednesday, July 26th. Brad will not be with us today as he continues to have some more meetings, but it is a beautiful day here in Pittsburgh, so we're just going to get straight into the news. U.S. futures remain higher this morning after yesterday saw small gains led by energy and materials, both up over 1%. More than 80% of S&P 500 companies have delivered earnings that have beaten forecasts so far, helping support optimism in the global economy while pushing volatility to record lows. We still await many more earnings calls to come, with Facebook due to report after hours today. The Stoxx Europe 600 index gained 0.7%, its biggest in a week, led by advances in the UK, Germany, and France, while Asian markets stayed relatively unchanged, although Australia's S&P ASX 200 gained almost 8%. Bonds have taken a small dip, with German, British, and U.S. Treasury yields all lower, after the U.S. saw an 8 basis point bounce yesterday. And Thursday is being called the day from hell for European stock watchers, as companies worth more than $3 trillion are set to report their earnings results. Currencies were inconsistent as the dollar edged slightly higher while the yen remained little changed after a 0.7% drop yesterday. The euro and pound saw small declines after data showed the UK economy expanded 0.3% in the second quarter, which was parallel with estimates. However, the Aussie dollar dropped 0.4% after their second quarter headline inflation rose less than expected from a year earlier. Crude oil advanced again, up over $48 per barrel, its highest point in 7 weeks. The uptick stems from a decline in inventories by 10.2 million barrels last week in an American Petroleum Institute report. Gold dropped 0.3% as copper moved up 0.6% for its fifth consecutive advance to a 2-year high based on expectations of increasing demand from China. The UK has joined European countries to end the line for diesel and gasoline-fueled cars in fear of getting left behind, so they decided to ban sales of these vehicles by 2040. The Fed will announce its monetary policy decision at 2 p.m. today, and investors assume no changed interest rates, and without a press conference afterwards, the statement will be read closely for hints on inflation and balance sheet reduction. Trump's son and his former campaign manager, Paul Manafort, will go before the Senate today, as we also see new home sales to be reported this morning at 10 a.m. Mortgage applications may give clues about the state of the U.S. economy. UK GDP matched expectations at 0.3% expansion, although the Office for National Statistics said there was a notable slowdown in the first half of the year. Services was the sole positive contributor, with retail performing strong while production and construction numbers lagged. And Majority Leader Mitch McConnell saw his health care proposal rejected last night, as this marks the first of a slew of votes on different health bills as the GOP looks to repeal Obamacare. So obviously we see a lot of earnings. 80% of them are beating expectations so far. That's looking really good for the economy globally. People are seeing a lot of optimism, and it's pushing volatility lower. But I think you should definitely listen to the latest episode of the Investment Advisors. Well, Brad touches on this quite well. I think it's definitely an interesting topic. And obviously we expect no rate change this afternoon, but it will be important to listen for clues for inflation and when they plan to unwind their massive balance sheet. In sports, Pirates were destroyed last night 11-3 by the Giants, as Jameson Taillon only lasted 3 innings, giving up 9 earned runs, but they still remain in the hunt for first. The PGA Tour will shift their focus to the RBC Canadian Open tomorrow, with Matt Kuchar and Dustin Johnson being the headline players there. And the Cowboys are stirring up some news as they released receiver Lucky Whitehead after he was wrongly identified in a shoplifting case in Virginia. He repeatedly said it wasn't him, but the team basically called him a liar, and they released him anyways. Then the news came out today saying that it was not him, but they claimed a pattern of behavior to justify this move, but his agent says he's already getting other looks from other teams. So this has been The Point for Wednesday, July 26th, and I hope you have a great day.